Everyone, it's Kelly. Today we are painting something simple and peaceful, a snowy pine tree scene. I love doing these quick studies this time of year, and I think they're great for practicing leaving white space on your watercolor paper, making soft edges, and adding a sparkle of snow. And we're going to do this pretty quickly with just a few brush strokes. So grab your paints, let's jump in, and I'll walk you through my process.
All right, guys, we've done many of trees, right? Look at me. I've got a mess going on here. I'm just going to I have this big sheet of watercolor paper and I have to use it up. But I usually do my trees really messy, very quick. We're going to take a little bit more time on this one and create a beautiful winter snowy tree. And I'm going to use my large synthetic blend goat handmade brush from Tracy Lebenzon. It's got a nice full belly here, but it has a really nice point so I can get some details around the snow. Now these brushes do hold a lot of water because the hairs go way down inside and he glues them. He does this all by hand. So we're going to use this big brush. It's very light, by the way. You know what? I think I might spin this the other way. I was going to have it upright, but I think I'm going to go this way with it. And that way we can practice a little bit more. Make sure I'm still in frame. Boy, I was really lopsided on this one, wasn't I? The paper itself is not straight either. Let's see, is that better? Might be a little bit better. Okay, so we're gonna mix a big puddle of green for this one. And I think I'm just gonna go in here. This has got some black in here, or gray purple, but I'm just gonna go with some greens. Just want something dark. There we go. Dark, nice winter green, maybe even a little bit of brown in there. A little umber. Is that umber? Blues work really well. Anything that's going to deepen that green up. I need to do a little more. Add more water to this one. A little bit more blue. I'm just going to mix in every green I have. A little brown. I really like the browns, the deep. There we go. And I want quite a bit. So we might get a little darker than this. We'll see. So for this one, and usually I add the gouache on top of it, but we're going to start with the very tip of that tree. And I'm kind of holding my brush not too tight up here, but maybe right in the middle. And then we're just going to work our way down with just a very simple looking branch. I'm keeping it in the middle. I'm skipping these areas up here where normally I would just go right for it, but we're just going to drop these in. And we're going to pretend there is snow in between each of those. We're getting a little messier as we go. And you can see this brush, it's got such a lovely point. I can get really into it there if I want to. A little something in between. And maybe another one a little heavy as we go down here and out. Okay, so not my normal kind of tree that I normally do. Let me add a little bit more down here. Okay, so now I'm going to rinse that. And I'm just going to come over here and just pick up a little bit more water. I don't want this to be really pigmented. And we're just going to go right on the tops of these. That's actually too much pigment. Let's lift that up. Lift that up a little more. I want it super light, super soft. Let's see, that might do it. So I'm going to go right on the tops of these. just soften some of that color that we already have in there. I'm not gonna cover it all up, just a little. I do want to leave some of that white in there. Okay, it's already starting to look like a tree, isn't it? Now we're gonna add a little more darker pigment, or maybe more of a blue. And I just want another shade because we're going to do our shadow now. So I'm going to work the tip of that tree a little bit more, and underneath I'm going to come under and create more darker color. So the snow is going to be on top and that darker color is on the underneath. Can maybe attach a little of it. Oops, underneath, Kelly. Attach some in the middle as we work on this. So underneath again. Bring some of that down in the center, underneath. Look at that. So this time I'm not actually using my gouache. I know, it's a miracle, isn't it? Again, I want a really deep color, a lot of pigment. And I even will change that because I choked up on it because I want to get a little bit closer, a little bit more detail in here, a little more control with that brush. I can fill in a little underneath in here too. Okay, and just doing like that little swooping motion. Maybe we got some piles of snow underneath here too. We could have. It doesn't. Sometimes it flips up. Sometimes it doesn't. And I don't want to cover in all of that snow area. You can easily start to fill it in too much. And you can easily overwork these. That's really all you need. Look at that. Nice little heavy snow on there. Oop. You can grow them out too. If you want them a little bigger. Isn't that pretty? They're very soft, very light. And you can still do a little spritz on top of those too. Don't forget. Let's just do a little forest of them. I'm going to do another one. We want to go with that medium tone. I'm going to go right over here because I've got some yellow in here. Again, a little tippy top of the tree. And remember, the tops of the trees are smaller and they fill out. Like everything gets wider as you come down. So if you're uncomfortable with it, make it really small at first. Don't do a whole lot. But make sure you give yourself some space in between for your snow. Okay. And you can do a little bit more in there afterwards, so don't worry about it. Leave yourself some space. You get a lot of practice with this. And remember, as you come down, it's going to get a little bit bigger. It's going to come out, stack it out. And you can see this one, I'm just kind of painting like little lines and attaching those lines. Okay, lots of nice space in there. Okay, so we have the space. We're gonna wet our brush again. We don't want much pigment on there. And we're just gonna soften on the tops. Now, if you feel like you need to dry it, dry it. You don't want too much color on there. So in other words, you can dry the green that you already have in there. Sometimes I'll just take a dirty water on there and use my dirty water, and that's enough. Okay, maybe a little bit in the middle. I've got that yellow going on in there. I'm going to go darker with that one just so I can't see it. Okay, so again, we've got that nice little tree shape, and now we're going to go in with a darker value, darker tone, dark green. dark blue, browns, whatever your favorite greens are. But remember, these are evergreen, so they're pretty dark. So we just want to go on again on the underneath, and that almost isn't a dark enough. So I'm going to add some more brown to that. There we go. We want a very dark value in there. I'm going to go underneath some of that, and you can bring some of it out if you need to. Okay, underneath again, maybe a little in the middle. Remember your tree in the center. I was going to have more shadow. Actually, I like this color better. Look at that. I think I might put a little on this one too. Nice and dark. See how you get, the more values you get in there, the prettier it looks. Little tap taps on the way out. And I'll turn my brush. I want to get that point. So I might have some of those little ferns coming out this way. Maybe this way as it comes to the center. And now over this direction. Definitely looks like a little fur. And you don't have to use any gouache on your tree doing it this way. How wild is that, huh? So that would be with a little blue, a little kind of a gray blue. And we can just give ourselves like a little hill. Well, let's do one more right in here. Maybe it's in the back.
This brush is so amazing. Oh my gosh. It's just a delight touch and it's so soft. So it gives you those little wiggly lines so easy. And it does hold so much paint. It's amazing.
Kind of tucked in there. And some of the darker. And some of that's still wet, so it's kind of bleeding through some of that other area, which is really pretty. And I could even put a little stem down through the middle if I want to. I think it should be more brown. And I'm going to do a little bit more. Underneath. And we could do a background, a very nice light background. Let's go with this little yellow ochre. Ooh, green. Maybe more blue. So it's taking dirty water basically. Going in around. Ooh, some of that. Got it. We're going a little darker over here, only because I've got that color color in there. Pretty. A little bit of this color down in here. Keeping the snow. And just because I love using this bleed proof white, you can also do it actually with water. There's a bunch of different ways that you can get splatters in here to create some texture. See how that's giving it nice little texture in around here. And then you can use the bleed proof white. And I even like some little dots on there, just like it's snowing. Okay, and that's how you can get a very simple.
And then a last minute decision, I added some water to the gold paint, my wonderful Schminka gold. I just couldn't help myself. I haven't done it in a little bit, right? Just splatter just a little bit of that shimmery gold in there, and then I just give it a couple little strokes down on the bottom where it just dry brushed some right across. And I think this is just so simple and sweet. I could probably put more trees in there. I could put a sled. I could do all kinds of different things with that little space on the side there, but I may just leave it simple. Well, I hope you enjoyed painting along with me today. These little winter studies, I think, are such a good way to relax, get comfortable with water control, and also how to use whites with watercolor. If you would like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and please check out my Patreon for ad-free full-length tutorials and printable references. And thank you again to my patrons for all your support. Until next time, happy painting!